Weekly is available every Wednesday on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe now.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Christine Lisi. Cross Carolina off the list of potential landing spots for Baker Mayfield. ESPN's Diana Rossini reports the Panthers are not interested in acquiring the Browns quarterback. A good option for Mayfield would be an NFC West team, believes our Keyshawn Johnson.
I think Seattle would be the best spot for him, and here's why. Because Pete Carroll doesn't mind conflict. He likes that stuff, like that what Baker brings, that conflict, that I don't want to say arrogance, but that confident approach.
Keyshawn of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. From ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and Adam Schefter, outside linebackers Adarius Smith agreed on a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Vikings. He backed out of an agreement with the Ravens last week. New York City Mayor Eric Adams today reiterated that while he does remain optimistic about the COVID-related numbers he's seeing, the city's professional sports teams are going to have to wait their turn as far as potential vaccination mandate rollbacks are concerned. As part of the current mandate, players who are not vaccinated are unable to play in New York City. That includes Nets guard Kyrie Irving.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Devontae Adams wanted a long-term contract a year ago. Aaron Rodgers' uncertainty certainly played a role in it. He is still good friends with Aaron Rodgers.
More from the guys Tuesday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
And we are live here in the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. We're always brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. And we are in the Ingles Studio. And you can not only hear us, but see us on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Don't forget to click on that live video link. Hit the subscribe button so you can get with us in the chat here. What a weekend it has been. You miss one day. You miss one day, and it feels like you haven't been on the air for a week.
Well, I mean, at least nothing happened. In the day that we were preempted by UNCA basketball.
Right.
Matt Ryan just gets traded to the Indianapolis Colts. I am dumbfounded by how bad the NFC is by comparison to the AFC.
Yeah, especially when you look at the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks in the AFC vastly outweigh the quarterbacks in the NFC, and that has, thrown everything into a tailspin here for the NFC. You got 3 contenders in the NFC. That's it.
And you might be being nice. Name me the high-level team in the NFC that has not gotten drastically worse this offseason.
That is not going to drastically worse. The Los Angeles Rams.
You mean the team that lost one of the best edge rushers in the league and lost 2 members of their offensive line? That's the team you're hiding behind?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they're drastically worse.
I would say they're drastically worse. That defense was predicated on the fact that you had 2 pass rushers on each side. Now you don't. Name me the AFC team that got worse. That's even vaguely a contender. We can talk about Jacksonville all you want to.
That's even vaguely a contender? I don't think Jacksonville got worse. I mean, they wasted a lot of money.
Better.
They wasted a lot of money in free agency.
They got much more expensive.
They got like 1 spot better. Maybe 1 spot better in the power rankings. So, drastically worse in the AFC.
I'll save you the time. There's not one.
I can't think of it.
The team that improved the least added Robert Woods.
That's true. Tennessee Titans, that was a big pickup for them, by the way.
Tennessee's got to be sitting around going, where'd everybody go? we were the best team in the AFC last year. Not anymore, you're not.
No, you're not. We are going to do a post-free agency power ranking coming up in the second hour of the program. We've got quarterback dominoes falling everywhere. We'll give you the latest quarterback ranking for the top of the league as well.
And basically the NFL has said we're good on Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, pretty much. And it doesn't really shock me all that much. I mean,
it shouldn't shock you at all.
What is funny to me is that it does shock so many people in our business. Now, I said...
And to me, it's disingenuous.
Now, last week...
We all knew this.
I would think so.
He's as likable as a hemorrhoid. Right. I mean... Who in the world looks at him and goes, yeah, that'll be fun? The one team that has shown vague interest is because they have no other options.
Mm-hmm.
Keyshawn Johnson talking about, I think Seattle would be a great landing spot. That's a weird way to say the only landing spot.
The only landing spot for Baker Mayfield is the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, because the Carolina Panthers aren't doing that. Were the money not an issue with Baker Mayfield? I feel like he would be on a team already and they would be moving on. But it is that fifth-year money, $20 million, close to anyway, that they're looking at going, yeah, I'm not going to touch that.
And see, I don't agree. I think he could be $5 million and most teams would go, nope, I'm good.
Really?
Baker Mayfield is like the really poorly run bad food restaurant that's in a really sketchy side of town. The money is the sketchy side of town.
Okay.
If it was next to your house, you wouldn't really want to eat there. You might because it's so convenient.
Right.
He's not convenient.
You'd take your shot. You would take your shot if it was in a better part of town. Here, using the money again, you'd take your shot. The Houston Texans might take a shot at bringing Baker Mayfield in if he was $2 million.
You're trying to completely overhaul the culture, and you're going to bring that guy in there.
Mm-hmm.
No shot. And they value Davis Mills more.
If
he was free, they still wouldn't be interested.
Really?
No. Because why would you do it? And now, this kind of leads into another topic of Jimmy Garoppolo has got to be sitting around going, what am I supposed to do now?
I mean, them's the breaks, buddy.
John Leach is out here telling people that there are multiple teams offering 2 second-rounders.
No, they're not.
I challenge you to tell me who those teams are
exactly.
because you are lying.
I'm going to strap you into the lie detector test, and you're going to tell me exactly who those teams are because there's one. There's one, and it's the Seattle Seahawks because the Carolina Panthers aren't doing that. Should they, though? That's the question I'm left with. Should the Carolina Panthers be in on Jimmy Garoppolo? Because you got Sam Darnold. I know that you don't have a lot of draft capital. And if the rumor is true, John Lynch out here telling everybody that they got 2 twos on the table from somebody, I'm out as a Carolina Panthers. That front office, that fan base, I know y'all yearning for a quarterback at any stage.
Well, you're going to get one. You're going to get one at number 6 because David Tepper's going to win.
David Tepper's going to win.
David Tepper's going to win.
So they're going to go in free agency and round out the offensive line with that, like Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher and Dwayne Brown are both rumored to have the eye of the Carolina Panthers. If you do that, Fisher, I don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
With all of the other things you've done on the offensive line, with Christian McCaffrey, with the weapons, with that young defense, I'm going to give you a good news, bad news. The good news, in the terrible NFC, you're a borderline playoff team.
Okay.
The bad news, Matt Rule's not going anywhere. The Atlanta Falcons are a G League team at this point, and that's how they want it. The Falcons are living by the Jeremy Greene model of if you're going to be bad, bad.
Right.
And they will be.
Yeah, secret time. There's a certain team of a certain bird persuasion that's at my 32 in the power rankings right now.
They should be at your 34 because they're
that bad.
Horrendously bad.
We should put the Sasquatches ahead of them.
When you look around and go, hey, you know what'd be fun? Let's do that Marcus Mariota thing. That'll be a blast. You're not good at footballs. And this is a bad time to be real bad.
Why is that?
Because the NFC is completely up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely up for grabs. And I know what you're getting ready to say. Oh, but Tampa got Tom Brady back. And lost both your guards, lost a very impactful safety, and everybody's getting more expensive by the minute. You have gotten drastically worse, too. Aaron Rodgers loses his best weapon. The Rams lose their best pass rusher. The only team that has not gotten drastically worse in the NFC is the Dallas Cowboys.
Without Amari Cooper.
I don't care. I've always said Amari Cooper's overrated. All right, so now the 1 is CeeDee Lamb and the 2 is Michael Gallup. Is that drastically worse than Amari Cooper and CeeDee? No.
I mean, you take away Amari Cooper, it's going to be hard to replace that production.
Not really. In a draft that has 4,900 receivers that could probably come in and start right now.
So the Dallas Cowboys, to you, are the only team in the NFC that didn't get drastically worse. Okay.
And in the NFC, the whole reason I wanted to start with this,
the Arizona Cardinals would probably be in that category as well.
They haven't gotten drastically worse, but for some reason the way I look at them has diminished.
Why? Because they fell apart at the end of the year, much like you've been doubting Cliff Kingsbury this entire time, and so now you're falling back on that again.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay.
In our YouTube comments, Guy said the Vikings. You're probably not wrong. I didn't consider them a contender. They are now.
Especially
Here's
with
what
Zadarius
nobody's
Smith
going to want to
signing
talk
there
about.
Today. Yeah.
I'm not sure the Vikings aren't the best team in that division.
No. I still can't go down that path. I mean,
who's he going to throw to? You've lived and died by Aaron Rodgers for years. Now he has no more little blanket. Now his number 1 receiver is Alan Lazard. I understand they're going to draft one. You're counting a lot on a rookie.
Sure.
The difference between the Vikings and the Packers is not nearly.
And
what
you don't think that they're gonna be able to get?
Look what Minnesota did today.
Was Zadarius Smith? Okay.
Why? Why do we do that? Why do we spend the money? Because we think we can beat you. We think we think the difference between Kirk Cousins with actual weapons and Aaron Rodgers with a bunch of dudes that got picked up off the side of the road, not that different.
I can't.
And I'm going to level. I don't disagree.
I can't foresee Green Bay going into this season with just what they have. Obviously, they're going to draft a couple of wide receivers in this draft.
Well, I mean, we've said that copious number of times before.
Yeah, but now you have to.
They have to draft a receiver. Go in with Will Fuller, who has has absolutely no market.
I don't know. There was a rumor over the weekend that I saw about OBJ. There was some talks about OBJ maybe coming to the Green Bay Packers. So is that hope still alive?
I'm going to say no.
I mean, the Rams today, there was a report that the Rams are all in on re-signing him somehow.
They wouldn't have traded Robert Woods without feeling real confident that Odell Beckham was coming back.
Right.
Because that offense needs two. They need an X and a Y. Well, they have one of those. You're going to need the second one. I don't think so. I don't think so. Apparently, Colin Cowherd said the same thing earlier today.
What?
That the Minnesota Vikings were going to win the North.
Nah. I'm not going. I'm not saying Minnesota is bad. Y'all know
they're the probably fourth best team in the NFC.
Yeah, I was going to say y'all.
In the AFC, they would be 14. They're 4 in the NFC.
I was going to say, y'all know me. I was the one trying to pencil, Minnesota or squeeze Minnesota into the playoff talk 2 years ago. This is a team that I've always believed in. I just can't go down that path that they're better going into this season with what has happened in free agency.
Tell me what Green Bay does really well without saying Aaron Rodgers' name.
They run the ball pretty well.
They run the ball
with Aaron Jones.
They run the ball decently, and they get away from it at the first opportunity.
Their defense is going to be really good again.
Is it? Is it
believe
really?
So, yeah.
You think it's going to be? Name the two. Name your second corner. All right, I have Adam Thielen. You have Justin Jefferson. Right. You tell me how you're going to defend that second guy.
Right.
Jair Alexander, wonderful. That's great. And then.
And you have no
faith. It gets thin in a hurry.
Yeah, you have no faith in. His name just went out of my head. The Georgia kid that they drafted
Eric
last
Stokes.
year. Yeah, Eric Stokes.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I didn't when they drafted him, and I don't now.
All right. The North to me is Green Bay's to win. I will trust that. I will trust that front office. You got to figure out something to do with the weapons around Aaron Rodgers.
And here's my point. There are two teams. One of them we've already talked about. And there's another team. If I'm all in. I will do anything I have to do. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to go somewhere. I've heard this all day. Well, he could just go back to San Francisco. Okay, I'm going to give you an analogy. And when I say this, you're going to realize how stupid that actually is. If you don't just cheat on your spouse, you do it and then tell them how wonderful it was for a year, you say, you know what? I think we should stay married. Once you get out of the hospital for the 8 stitches that are in your forehead for the frying pan that got chucked at you.
So who's the cheater in this scenario?
Oh, it's San Francisco. San Francisco did not appreciate what they had in Jimmy Garoppolo. And I guarantee you, if they could put the toothpaste back in the tube, they would go, Jimmy, buddy, we're all in. We're all in on you.
They didn't appreciate what they had. I mean, I don't know that I buy that. I mean, they kept him around.
You win the 3 NFC championship games and you traded up to 3 to get a quarterback. Mm-hmm. And now, in an insanely winnable NFC, you have to turn to a rookie.
But is Jimmy Garoppolo a Super Bowl winning quarterback? We've been asking this question for 4 years now.
He was one grossly blown throw away from being a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
A throw he probably makes 9 out of 10 times. Did he squeeze the ball a little too hard? Sure. I've also seen him get the San Francisco 49ers to 3 NFC championship games. Mm-hmm. And now in the most winnable conference I've ever seen in my adult life in the NFL, you're turning to a rookie. And you have no choice.
You don't.
No choice.
No, you don't.
And if I'm Philadelphia, I'm looking at Jalen Hurts going, you're fun and all, but I think we're going to do that.
So the Philadelphia Eagles, you think, will enter the picture as the team that, or maybe they are the team that is offering.
I'm saying if I were them, I would be. Yeah. And Howie Roseman has never backed off things like that.
Maybe they're the team that's offering the 2 second-round picks.
It wouldn't stun me.
Okay.
It wouldn't. I think the offer's from Seattle. Seattle has 2 twos this year.
Right.
And you can very comfortably get out of that. And I'll be honest with you, Seattle with Jimmy Garoppolo, you're probably the 4th best team in the NFC.
Carolina Panther fans, I have to ask you, how disappointed are you today? Diana Rossini, it was reported on the SportsCenter update just before we took the air here that the Carolina Panthers are out on Baker Mayfield, which, thank God, all Panther fans are going, yeah, that was at least one good thing that's come out of this offseason. We definitely don't want – can you imagine that quarterback room? Bringing in Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield?
I'm not going to lie. There was a part of me over the weekend that went, please do that. I root for Carolina low-key, just with the affiliation we have, and they have so many good fans. But there was part of me just going, I don't know that there could be a worse quarterback room to me in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And it would validate me when Sam Darnold beat him out for the starting job. That was also the other part of it, like, hey, that'd be fun.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That was always going to happen. But I've never thought, Carolina Panthers were ever in consideration for Baker Mayfield just solely because of the money. You already have $18.8 million tied up in a 5th-year option to Sam Darnold. You're not going to take on the $18.8 million 5th-year option of Baker Mayfield as well. So that leaves the Seattle Seahawks, and it's like, what is taking so long?
Because, I don't think Seattle's actually interested. I think they look at this and go, we could sit at 9.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're interested in Matt Corral. And I'll level you. I'd rather have Matt Corral than Baker Mayfield, and it's not even close.
Huh.
It's not even kind of close.
Because you already know what Baker Mayfield is.
I get 4 cost-controlled years of Matt Corral, or I can deal with the dumpster fire and the headband from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm good. And if Seattle taps out, then it gets real fun. Baker Mayfield plays in the CFL now.
Right. Already, we're not even we're at the end of the first segment. We already have our comment of the day. Guy says it in the comments. Tampa will probably go to another Super Bowl. Exactly.
I'm going to disagree.
That's how this goes.
Your quarterback is the presidential term from qualifying for AARP.
Here we go.
It'll catch you eventually. And I think this is probably the
5th year in a row, guys. 5th year in a row, Jeremy Greene's been talking about the downfall of Tom Brady.
Yeah, that worked last year. That Super Bowl that ring fitting that working out for you? Oh, okay.
We got another matchup in the Sweet 16 today. No, it's not the NCAA tournament. It is the overrated bands bracket. Most overrated of all time. We're whittling down the field in the Sweet 16. Maroon 5 against One Direction. Vote today, right now, in the YouTube stream, thesportsocracy.com. Click that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can cast your vote as well.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Showers and even storms headed our way. Mostly cloudy skies here tonight. Breezy. Scattered showers, even a few rumbles of thunder expected overnight. Rain could be locally heavy at times as temperatures fall into the mid-50s. Scattered showers and storms for us on Wednesday, especially through the first half of the day. Some could be strong to even severe. Clearing skies expected late mid-60s. Partly cloudy Thursday, mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm's best deals are happening now. Save up to $500 on top-selling brands. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying purchases. And don't forget hot buys like up to 50% off select queen beds. Shop now and save.
Your favorite radio station. Yeah, this one right here. And thousands more just like it are streaming on the free iHeartRadio app. And now you can talk to them with a single tap. Play any iHeartRadio station and tap the talkback mic on the screen to send your message in seconds. Ooh, and it's True Crime Week. Check our dangerously good lineup, including the new iHeart original podcast, What Happened to Sally Beale. Download the free iHeartRadio app today and discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
iHeartRadio.
If you're suffering every day with joint pain, stop and listen. You can get real lasting relief now with the natural biologic treatments of QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulder, and lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results with zero downtime. It's the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here ready to help you now. Call for a free consultation. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics, located in Asheville and Greenville. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look! An emu wearing sunglasses!
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen, 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. We're with you every step of the way.
This week at Ingles, select 6 to 12 count Laurel and Cuddly soft bath tissue, $3.98 each. Select sizes and varieties Kellogg's Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loop cereal, 2 for $4. And select sizes and varieties Tide laundry detergent, $12.98 each. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
I'm at a payphone trying to go home. All of my change I spent on you.
Yeah, that's the banger we needed from Maroon 5. They are one of the stars today in the Sportsocracy Most Overrated Bands Bracket. The Sweet 16, Maroon 5, or One Direction. Who's most overrated? Cast your votes in the poll now the Sportsocracy.com YouTube video. Just click on that live video link, hit the subscribe button, and you can cast your ballot.
And to me, this is not even close. I thought One Direction was a Glee thing until we started this. I thought that was like the official band of Glee.
I think it is.
Is that show even still on television?
I have no clue. I doubt it, but I don't know.
Commercial television is not something that gets much of my attention. If I can't stream 9 seasons of it in a row, I'm out.
I will tell you this. I don't think I've ever seen Glee on the the trending now section of any of the streaming services that I use.
If you literally, we could play a game right now. Is this show still on television? It would be a 50-50 guess for me at best, 99 times out of 100.
Maroon 5's got some great songs, though.
And they were all great the first 500 times I heard them. And then, the afternoon came around and they weren't so great anymore.
I think you're just jealous that your wife likes Adam Levine better than she likes you.
Honey, I just called you honey.
You did, and it felt weird.
It did. You said my wife's name, and I'm used to her making sarcastic comments to me. I would say most people like Adam Levine better than they like me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, of all the guys that I want to see shirtless during the Super Bowl, it would definitely be Adam Levine over Jeremy Greene.
Unless you used to buy Brony paper towels and just go, that is my perfect man right there. And then, Adam Levine's probably going to beat me.
Most overrated bands bracket, Sweet 16. The winner of this matchup will go on to face U2, who was not even close in their matchup with Nickelback.
U2's the winner.
I don't know. You're forgetting some other ones on the other side of that bracket, namely one that goes by The Boss. Yeah. That's my dream matchup in the final. Is I want to see Bruce Springsteen in the E Street Band go up against U2.
That's what it should be.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 country bands. You're forgetting Florida Georgia Line too. They're the St. Peters of this bracket.
They are. Came in as a 12 seed and with a bullet in the Sweet 16 and could be a favorite to win it all. Although I would have said the same thing about Nickelback.
We have our first one of these of the day.
I'm your huckleberry.
Havoc asked me, I got an Eagles fan buddy at work who wants to bet 100 U.S. doll hairs against my Titans. Easy money or stay away. I'm going to level with you. I would stay away. And here's why. The Eagles schedule is not great. The Titans schedule is daunting, to say the least. Can we just cancel the NFC for the 2022? Just every primetime game should be AFC versus AFC.
I mean, part of me wants to say yes, but the other part of me goes, my team's like number 2 right now.
Do me a favor. I got to ask this on Twitter. Would every team in the AFC West win the NFC East by 3 games? Fact or fiction?
Fact.
There you go. I agreed wholeheartedly.
Maybe not the Denver Broncos.
You have Russell Wilson against Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, and Carson Wentz. I'm going to go with that aggressively.
Well, I mean, they win the quarterback battle, sure, but as a whole team,
Russell Wilson's got to be sitting around going, why did I not say yes to Philadelphia? Why would we be 14-3?
Yeah. It might be a really good race if that were the case between the Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys to see who would win that division. But yeah, with that schedule, maybe not. With the schedule that the NFC East is going to face this year, maybe not. Because it is going to be a dogfight for anybody in the AFC. There's going to be a team at the end of this year, just like this past year in the NFL, where you had the Indianapolis Colts. Jeremy, you said it every power ranking show we ever did, that the Indianapolis Colts are going to be the best team that is left out of the playoffs or is just sitting around going, they're better than they appear to be schedule-wise or record-wise. It's going to be the same thing this year, except for now you're going to have 4 or 5 teams in the AFC that are...
Well, it's going to be the same thing now in the same division. It's going to be the Tennessee Titans. I said this with the Sports Freaks last night. Matt Ryan makes the Colts better than the Titans.
Okay.
He's still playing 8 or let's see, this year will be 8 because the AFC gets they get caught by the schedule kerfuffle of having an odd number of games.
Mm-hmm. Matt Ryan with fewer weapons is better than Ryan Tannehill with more weapons.
You do realize how much money Indianapolis has, right?
I do.
It's a lot.
They hadn't spent much of it though.
That's fine.
Who's left? Who could they add to that wide receiver room that you would go, yeah, that's on par with A.J. Brown and Robert Woods?
It's not necessarily that it would be on par. It's that I have Matt Ryan and you have Ryan Tannehill.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, for the last 3 years has been better than Matt Ryan. Has he not been?
I will give you $1 for every Atlanta Falcon receiver last year you could name.
Okay, Olamide Zaccheaus.
Okay.
Calvin Ridley for 3 games.
He doesn't count.
He doesn't
I
count.
guess he does count.
Russell Gage, who just got $10 million a year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
How does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel great. Like, why?
You're just setting money
Why
on
did
fire.
you do that?
Leonard Fournette, just take all the money. I don't
$7
care.
million a year.
It's not
Just
real.
go for it. Jeez. I like playoff Lenny, but that's a little too much.
I'm still going to maintain our NFL draft 7-round post free agency mock drafts start today.
Yes.
In the happy hour with the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
They will be followed by the Bengals
and the Ravens.
And the Ravens. I couldn't, for some reason, think of the fourth thing. It's the one video
I felt you were searching for it. I figured I'd help.
There's a fourth one. Who's the fourth one?
and then we'll have the NFC North.
The NFC North will be in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have NFC teams in the morning, AFC teams in the evening for the rest of the week.
All right. Very good. The post-free agency 7-round mock drafts. And, yeah, you're going to like your team's haul. As, you know.
If you ever wonder just exactly how seriously do I take this, first of all, I spent my entire day off, quote-unquote, yesterday in here doing this mock draft. Second of all, the 3 classes I like the best are all 3 teams that I cannot stand. Because 2 of the 3 of them are in my division. You can call me a lot of things. Yep. Biased is not one of them.
No. Alex S. asked in the comments, are the Panthers a playoff team if they add Eric Fisher? I'm going to say no. I don't think they're a playoff team. Could they be? Do they have the talent to be? Maybe.
It's very close. I would prefer Dwayne Brown.
I've got him at like 9, I think, right now in the NFC. And that's everybody staying healthy, you know, started the year last year. If you could see that Sam Darnold with Christian McCaffrey for an extended period of time this year, they got a chance to make the playoffs.
Well, I mean, you had the left tackle and the line's fixed. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's perfect. It's not what Cincinnati did.
Right.
Cincinnati had a problem and went, all of it. Give us everything.
As they should have.
100% they should have.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, if Teron Armstead leaves Miami, you should be barking up his tree too. Hey, Teron, come on. Come on. We got a very expensive asset here that we need to protect.
Quarterback rankings coming up next. Let's get just a bit outside.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Oh, Jorge Masvidal just will not stop. He can't stop. What?
I know where this is going.
Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington got into it once again. If you missed it, they had a very lopsided fight a few weeks ago in the UFC where Colby Covington wiped the floor with Jorge Masvidal for 5 rounds. And apparently Jorge's not too happy that Colby Covington has been walking around talking all brash, because you dominate somebody like that in the UFC octagon, you're going to talk some smack. Well, Jorge Masvidal's not standing for that. They both live in Miami. Jorge Masvidal apparently has been stalking Colby Covington, or at least he's following him on his on his social medias or something. Because Colby Covington goes out to eat. He goes out to this restaurant, and then lo and behold, outside the restaurant, who shows up? Jorge Masvidal. There's a video that was posted of them, chirping back and forth, and Jorge Masvidal talking about, oh, you going to talk all that smack, you should back it up. I believe I did that a few weeks ago. I don't think we have anything else. Like Colby Covington, running from the scene. I didn't like the way that was that was reported, as he was running away from the scene. But Jorge Masvidal is a crazy person. So, and this is a guy who came up as a street fighter.
Well, I mean, they got into an altercation.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
broke one of his teeth. Here's my question.
Yeah.
All right, and this is, I need some input from the reprehensibles in our chat.
Okay.
Everywhere I go, literally everywhere I go, no less than 70% of people are on their cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
How do two people of this stature get into a street fight and nobody got a video of it? What are you doing on your phone? Playing Candy Crush?
Right.
You record everything. If I had $1 for every sandwich I've seen somebody share on Facebook, I'd be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
How is there no video of this?
Don't know.
I sat around refreshing Twitter last night at 1 o'clock in the morning going, there's a video coming.
Yep, it was cops were called to the scene of the Poppy Steak, a Miami Beach hotspot, and no arrests were made. And it's just another one of those things. Like, I get it. We settled this in the octagon, though, right?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, we're right. Like, is this another play to hopefully get another fight, Jorge, so you can lose for the 4th time in a row? I mean, he's lost 2 straight to Usman, and then he lost handily to Colby Covington. Where does he go from here?
Well, I mean, his biggest problem is that he's going up against elite, historic fighters.
Sure.
And it would be one thing if... Okay, I'm going to compare this to something because my interest of UFC is still very high, but it's waned because we keep having fights like this that, to me, are very predictable. It's one thing when you're losing to Usman, Colby Covington. I compare this to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was losing to, like, Frank Mir. And, okay, that guy's not elite.
Right.
Jorge Masvidal's still pretty good.
I'm not saying he's not.
There are a lot of people that are.
I'm saying at this point,
his star shined so bright and faded so epically. Yeah, because he fought 2 of the greatest in the history of his weight class.
Mm-hmm. And had a great fight on, what was it, 7 days' notice the first time against Usman.
And that was the foot stomping incident.
That was the foot stomping match. And then the second one did not go his way after he had time for a full training camp. And then he got out-wrestled by Colby Covington in a big way. But they're dusting it up on the streets of Miami.
I've never asked you this question, and I'm really curious what your answer is.
Okay.
Who is your dream interview? If there's one person in sports that you could get on this show, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would probably say Jay Billis, maybe?
Your answer is markedly different than mine. I would love to have Jay Billis on the show.
Right.
Mine is very clear for a very specific reason. I would love to not be the craziest person on my own show for just a minute. And that person is Mike Leach.
Mike Leach.
Mississippi State head football coach Mike Leach is a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
In the course of the last 6 months, he has debated candy corn. This is on his Twitter, by the way. He has debated candy corn. He has broken down his own dance moves like a football play with arrows and everything. And now he has something new that he wants to see. He wants to see your treehouse. He was driving through Heber, Utah?
Heber? Okay.
I don't know if that's how that's pronounced. Here's the tweet. I recently drove through Heber, Utah. That town had more tree houses than any town that I have ever seen in a small radius. Seen pictures of tree houses near you, including the location. Tell me you're out of your mind without telling me you're out of your mind. Send me a picture of your treehouse. I love Mike Leach.
Strange.
I want to just sit down with a 30-year-old bottle of scotch, me and Mike Leach, and just solve all the world's problems.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Are y'all going to talk like?
And I will fly to Mississippi to do that.
Are y'all going to talk like pirates the whole time you do it?
100%. I'm not scared of pirates.
Mike Leach will tell you all about it.
Yes, he will. He taught a class about pirates.
He did.
Because he is a crazy person, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. All of the quarterback dominoes have fallen in the NFL except for Baker Mayfield and Jimmy Garoppolo. What is going to happen to those two guys? I feel like Baker Mayfield is a sure bet to go to Seattle, and I feel like it might be a safer bet to assume that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to stay put.
I don't think it's possible. Look, Jimmy's been the good soldier. I don't see how you're putting the toothpaste back in that tube. And he doesn't, before anybody asks, he does not make a lot of sense in Carolina.
But did they not give him every opportunity? I mean, they said, go out and find you a partner. He didn't find one.
Well, that's because of the shoulder.
Well, I know I know that. But, I mean, I feel like they extended every courtesy here of, well, we could have traded you last year and rolled with Trey Lance, but you were going to be the bridge, and you were cool with that. Play in your role, have a great season, then let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's not really how this should have worked.
Okay, how should this have
You
worked?
were the good soldier. You should have done everything in your power to make sure there was a chair for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was Indy, who I know was interested at one time. And here's the thing. The Matt Ryan deal tells me San Francisco wanted entirely too much for Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a better quarterback right now than Matt Ryan. The only thing is that you have to have a very good contingency plan because he tends to get boo-boos. And now you've got to be looking around going, what do I do now?
Okay.
This is the most settled I have ever seen the quarterback market in the NFL.
Well, everybody's committed now. Everybody's committed for multiple years.
I don't know about committed. There are a slew of teams that are not committed.
Okay.
3 of them are in one division. Washington Commanders, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants. There's no commitment there, I promise you.
To a certain extent.
To what extent?
I mean, I feel like there's a little bit of commitment to Jalen Hurts on the Philadelphia side.
If they could have comfortably gotten a no-doubt better starting quarterback, they would have already done it. And it's not even debatable.
Mm-hmm. But
they couldn't.
But they couldn't. So now you're committed to Jalen Hurts.
Oh, I disagree with you. I still won't be shocked if they draft a quarterback.
Okay.
With how unstable the quarterback market's going to be in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Malik Willis, he won't be there. Sorry. If that's the one you're after his pro day today, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to be there for
right,
you.
Right. I mean, the Atlanta Falcons, they're not
getting past
committed.
Atlanta.
Right. But they're another team that's not committed.
No.
The
Marcus a bridge.
Yeah, the Marcus Mariota deal is essentially a one-year deal. There is a team opt-in for a second year to total out $12 million between
Which
the 2
they
years.
most likely will opt into. He knows the system.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith's comfortable with it.
Yeah. You're committed at some level to Jared Goff in Detroit.
Jared Goff has 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on a banana peel.
Mm-hmm. But
they just don't like any of the quarterbacks in the draft.
Right, but he's still got 2 years left on that deal? 3 years left on it?
They can get out after this year.
They can get out after this year. Okay.
I mean, they could get out right now for less than Atlanta gave to Matt Ryan. It's just a question of how badly do you want this to end?
Right. All right, maybe there are not as many committed teams as I thought, but there's still a whole lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you had 5 quarterbacks go in the first round last year.
Mm-hmm.
What's becoming a really fun scenario for me is you do realize we have 4 of them in this draft, and it's getting harder by the minute to figure out where they go. Atlanta's taking one of them, and it's Malik Willis. I would almost bet the house on it. I would bet my ability to have fun for the rest of my life.
Right.
From there, it gets hard to figure out in a hurry. I mean, the mock that we're putting out over the course of the rest of the week, I had 2.
Go in the first round?
Mm-hmm. And one of them was with the last pick in the first round.
But the more and more I think about it, I mean, is there going to be a team that's going to do that?
Oh, that's actually not true. I had 2 and then the last pick in the third.
And then
the first round.
Okay, so you had 3 in the first round. So you got 2 in the top 10.
Yes.
You got the Carolina Panthers taking one at 6.
Yes.
You got the Atlanta Falcons taking one at 8.
Yes.
And then the last pick of the first round is the pick from the Detroit Lions, which I said 4 years ago now, was going to be the number 1 overall pick.
Well, I mean, you were close.
I was close.
You were just on the wrong side of the first round.
Right.
You said the first pick in the first round instead of the last pick in the first round.
Right. But you look at the landscape of quarterbacks right now in the NFL, and the AFC is so dominant. It's unbelievable.
The reigning AFC Rookie of the Year is the 13th best quarterback in the AFC. I could argue he would be 6 in the NFC.
Okay.
behind Dak, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady.
Right. But I'm just looking at, like, I went through and I did my ranking, and I have 4 NFC quarterbacks in the top 12. And that's it.
That's probably more than I would have. I would have Stafford right there at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Brady and Rodgers.
Okay. I've also got Kirk Cousins in that top dozen.
I would have Kirk Cousins and Kyler Murray like right beside each other.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not in the top 12.
They're separated by a few spots in my power ranking. But you go, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. That's my top 3.
Mm-hmm. Burrow's my 1.
With
a bullet, by the way.
I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue with what you saw him do last year, despite the fact that he got his brains beat in 66 times throughout the season. He got sacked. Mm-hmm. Hit like 90-something times.
And now
he has an offensive line.
Well, he went from the worst offensive line in the league to, I'm going to say it's top 10. If it's not, it's really close.
I'd say it's easily top 10.
I can't think of 10 off. I wanted to say top 5, but I feel like that might be an overreaction.
Could possibly be. And then I got Brady and Rodgers at 5 and 4. But I did those backwards. Rodgers ahead of Brady. And then it goes to Deshaun Watson, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr. You got Russell Wilson and Matt Stafford thrown in there, and Kirk Cousins.
I feel as though you have completely reversed ship on Derek Carr. I think you should now have to
say no.
You would have to apologize to Raiders fans.
For what?
If you're going to be this high on him, you should apologize for all of the shade that you threw his way last year. All of your misguided haterade that you threw at Derek Carr. You should apologize to Raider fans.
Okay, I apologize, Raiders fans. You should have gotten Devontae Adams last year, and I would have liked Derek Carr better. You give him the weapons that he now has, he's going to be really high on that list.
So we have
last year I had him at like 14. Now he's 10.
Before we go into the break, we have 2 of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
They're both from the same person.
Okay.
Armchair commentary. Jimmy G is better than Marcus Mariota, is he not? The Jimmy G hate is real. He is, but Atlanta's doing that thing that I talk about of if you're going to be bad, be real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mariota knows the system, and he's cheaper, and it's easier to get out of. The other question he asked is to you.
Mm-hmm.
How's your bracket there, big guy?
Oh, how's my bracket?
It's not good. I've already looked.
I mean, I'm in 19th place in our ESPN bracket contest.
Yeah, and I think you have a Final Four team left.
No, I got more than that.
You have Gonzaga,
Arizona. Arizona was my national champion.
Oh yeah, Arizona came back to win.
I don't have. Oh wow, yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Yeah, so I got 2 Final Four teams left.
Yeah, you have a bit of a minefield.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Did you have Carolina getting this far?
Heck no. No.
Well, if that game had been 1 minute longer, they would have. In regulation.
That game was 5 minutes longer, and I'm still shocked that they won.
Oh, I am dumbfounded that they won it in overtime.
Don't know how that happened.
Dumbfounded.
I mean, it was full on. Baylor just forgot how to shoot.
I don't think I have been that animated in public, and I cannot tell you how long.
I was so glad I was not in public for that game because I was locked in, and it was a struggle doing that while I'm trying to work a UNC Asheville basketball game at the same time.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Like I had the benefit of adult beverages, which both helped and hurt at the same time.
But I've been saying it all season long. Brady Manick is the man. And with him on the floor, there was no answer for Baylor.
Oh, the ejection of him is the worst call I have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Clearly. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not even debatable. And I love complaining about officials.
Yep. And then Baylor comes back, and I don't know how they hung on, but they did. And now you get that full-strength Tar Heel team with a little something to prove after the Brady Manick ejection in the Baylor game. And they're going up against UCLA on Friday night, which you'll hear right here on ESPN Asheville. And UCLA playing without Jaime Jaquez? Yeah.
I might have a doubloon or two to put on that on Friday.
We'll just have to wait and see. Speaking of picks, Greene on Greene coming up next.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Runners and walkers from across Western North Carolina will gather in Waynesville on Saturday, April the 2nd to pay tribute to the life of Riley Howell at the Mighty 4-Miler to benefit the Riley Howell Foundation. This 4-mile race goes through Waynesville's scenic neighborhoods and is run in conjunction with the Gateway to the Smokies Half Marathon. Whether you choose 4 miles or 13, we urge you to join us as we celebrate Riley's legacy. Information about both events can be found at gloryhoundevents.com. gloryhoundevents.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you say sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care?
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it.
Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage from ugh to woo!
I'm a big fan of the PhD weight loss program because after being on this program for 15 weeks, I'm down to 250 pounds. I have lost 45 pounds on this program, and I'm not hungry. That's the biggest thing that keeps sticking with me is that they give you 80% of the food that you need to have success on this program, but I have lost an enormous amount of weight, and I am not there yet. I'm going to keep going.
I am back to my high school weight, and with this being a busy time of year for us, seemingly every person that comes up to me, the first thing they say is, "You look different." And I'm still not used to the fact that they're talking about my weight. Convenience is what got me in this situation. Fast food was always more convenient, but PhD takes all that away because their food is convenient, but it's good for you. I'm sleeping better, and I feel better than I felt in years.
If you, too, want to take some of the focus off of your other features and people go, wow, you look great, go to myphdweightloss.com. That's myphdweightloss.com.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-Fil-A Mac and Cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
At Panera, you can say yes to both of your cravings. We call it You Pick Two. And with over 465 pairings, you'll find a meal sure to satisfy any mood. Are you feeling both fresh and fun? Pick our Fuji apple salad with a new Thai chicken soup. Or maybe you're feeling classic and bold. Pair some creamy mac and cheese with our new Citrus Asian Crunch salad. Pick your perfect pair and order a You Pick Two today. Panera, the familiar made fantastic.
Coffee's the closes on. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the weapon.
I love NCAA tournament time because it gives me the opportunity to get back on the right side of the number for the first time. Well, second time. In over a month, I am over 500. Now, the last time that happened, I went 0-4. 2 days in a row. We're not doing that this time. I got 4 picks for you in the NBA. First one, the Orlando Magic are a 7.5-point dog tonight at home against the Golden State Warriors. Well, one big problem for the Golden State Warriors. There will be no Steph Curry tonight. This team is disjointed, to say the least, without Steph Curry. Nobody talks about this because Orlando's not very good, They have two big guys that are difficult for teams like Golden State to defend. I'm not saying Orlando's going to win this game. 7.5 is too high. Give me the Magic plus 7.5. Next, the LA Clippers are a 6.5-point dog tonight against my 2022 NBA champion Denver Nuggets. That's too much.
Good Lord.
It's too much. If Zubac is a pain, he's really good defensively. He's a load to handle. He doesn't put up a lot of stats, but he's really annoying to big guys. This takes Nikola Jokic out of his game, keeps him from having these outrageous nights. Again, I don't think the Clippers win. 6.5 is too much. Give me the Clippers plus 6.5. Finally, the Milwaukee Bucks are an 8-point favorite tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Over-under is 233.5. This game will never be close, not for 1 second. Milwaukee does not line up. The way these two lineups match up against each other with no Lonzo Ball, they have no way of stopping them. Played twice before, yet they hit this number. Give me the Bucks minus 8, under 233.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
And make those wagers over at betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy and receive a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into your account, up to $2,500, just by using the promo code Sportsocracy at betus.com. Jeremy, you and I are on the weight loss journey with PhD. And PhD weight loss has been helping me shed the pounds like I have never done before. My scale is down in the 240s now, and it's starting to freak me out. Because, again, in my adult life, I've never been down this much weight, and it's only been 15 weeks on the PhD program.
I am back down to my high school weight. One of my biggest problems has always been that I don't sleep well. Well, one of the reasons for that's because I was obnoxiously heavy. Now I'm not. I'm sleeping better. I feel better, and it's all because of the food from PhD.
I'm turning things around with PhD, ready to pick up that 50-pound bag with 50 pounds lost on PhD weight loss. I can't go wrong. You can't either. You can't afford not to make that call. MyPhDweightloss.com. That's myPhDweightloss.com. Where do the power rankings sit right now post free agency in the NFL? We're going to discuss it coming up after the Sports Center update here at the top of the hour. And there's a lot of AFC teams at the top.
A lot. There are going to be teams in the 20s that make the playoffs. They'll all be in the NFC.
Right.
And this is a really bad team to be. Oh, I don't know. My New York Jets or the Miami Dolphins. Hey, you got a lot better this offseason. Well, good for you, Spunky. Now you're 13-14 in the AFC.
And that's what, we said it earlier. Somebody asked, should I take, should I put $100 down on the Titans to be better than the Philadelphia Eagles next year? Well, the AFC is going to be a dogfight.
I mean, that depends. Can we use the eyeball test of, well, they're clearly better. The record's not, but they are clearly better.
Right, because it's going to be hard for many teams in the AFC to rise to the top of that conference. We'll talk about it coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Showers and even storms headed our way. Mostly cloudy skies here tonight. Breezy. Scattered showers, even a few rumbles of thunder expected overnight. Rain could be locally heavy at times as temperatures fall into the mid-50s. Scattered showers and storms force on Wednesday, especially through the first half of the day. Some could be strong to even severe. Clearing skies expected late mid-60s. Partly cloudy Thursday mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
It's Women's History Month, and iHeartMedia is proud to support Dress for Success's annual campaign, Your Hour, Her Power, which highlights the importance and impact of female leadership. Here's one of this year's honorees, Robin Roberts, co-anchor of ABC's Good Morning America.
Behind every successful woman is a community of other successful women cheering her on. I and countless other women are here to cheer you on as you navigate your own journey to success.
Join the mission at yourhourherpower.org.
Celebrate the music you loved listening to all year.
Plus, your favorite artists will take home iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Don't miss our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Watch exclusively on Fox.
Tonight at 8.
We're all looking forward to getting back to real-life moments. Thanks to COVID vaccines that help prevent severe illness,
Invisible
we can do
Fence
this.
brand is
The US
changing the way
Department of
people live with their pets. Experienced professionals provide pets independence to play outside while providing you confidence they're secure. Visit InvisibleFence.com to learn more. Invisible Fence brand. Surround your pets with care.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi, developing story. Baker Mayfield's options continue to dwindle. ESPN's Diana Rossini reports the Panthers are not interested in acquiring the disgruntled Browns quarterback. The Colts filled their need at QB with Matt Ryan yesterday. Indy was Mayfield's first choice to be traded to, but that feeling was not mutual, notes ESPN Colts reporter Mike Wells.
I don't think the Colts really had an interest in Baker Mayfield. I mean, you think about all the things you heard out of Cleveland, from a leadership standpoint. They dealt with that last year with Carson Wentz. And Baker Mayfield makes a lot of mistakes. The Colts really weren't in the mix for Baker Mayfield.
Mike Wells on Barton Hahn. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and Adam Schefter, outside linebackers Darius Smith agreed to a 3-year, $42 million deal with the Vikings. New York City Mayor Eric Adams today reiterated that while he does remain optimistic about the COVID-related numbers he's seeing, the city's professional sports teams are going to have to wait their turn as far as potential vaccination mandate rollbacks are concerned. As part of the current mandate, players who are not vaccinated are unable to play in New York City.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy with me, Tank Spencer, and him, Jeremy Greene. Heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. And we're seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get into the chat box as well. And you can vote on today's Sweet 16 matchup in the most overrated bands bracket. We do have Maroon 5 going up against One Direction. It's not hard to tell how this one's going to go because One Direction has been slaying everyone that they come up against in this most overrated bands bracket. And I got a great feeling it's because there's a lot of dads in this group who have been forced to listen to that music against their will. And I believe that's what they use in CIA tactics now, is just One Direction music, especially for a 30 to 45-year-old man. That will kill you every time. So you can vote in the most overrated bands bracket on the YouTube stream. And since all of the moves have been made in free agency, all of the trades that have been made, I don't think I can remember an offseason with so many trades, especially not big, high-level trades like we've seen. Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack, Deshaun Watson, obviously, among that list. Devontae Adams going to the Raiders. How has that shaken up the power rankings in the NFL? Well, we know that, the bad teams are still really bad. That hasn't changed. What's the worst team in the NFL, Jeremy, that has gotten markedly better from last year? Think about all the cellar dwellers.
The bad team that has gotten better.
Yeah, is there one team that is like, yeah, they were really dog crap last year, but they might be a warm turd this year?
The Jets. The Jets have gotten better.
I would agree with that.
Especially when you consider you're going to add 2 top 10 picks.
Mm-hmm. You're going to add 2 top 10 picks, and you're going to add Carl Lawson, who you didn't have last year.
Yes.
Because of the offseason or the preseason injury.
I would say the Detroit Lions have gotten better. They haven't done much, but they've resisted the urge to go overboard, which I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that stuns me, I did not think the bottom of the NFL could be worse than it was last year, and then the Atlanta Falcons and Houston Texans said, hold my beer!
Well, the Houston Texans just made the lateral move we were bad last year. We're going to be bad this year. But now the Atlanta Falcons, they lose out on Calvin Ridley. Can't even cash in on trading him anywhere because of the suspension.
Because he went to FanDuel and went, 8-way parlay! You should be suspended for thinking you could hit an 8-way parlay. You don't even know you can't gamble on the FanDuel app, and you went, 8-way, got it, money.
Right.
Plus 15,000.
And
chalk it up.
And now they sent Matt Ryan to the Indianapolis Colts for a third-round draft pick.
I just want it stated for the record. The Colts traded Carson Wentz for 2 2s and Matt Ryan. That tells you everything you need to know about the NFL. The Washington Commanders could not get a quarterback quick enough. Indy just sat back and went, give it time. Just give it a minute.
Mm-hmm. And the best thing that they did in the offseason for the Atlanta Falcons was what? Casey Hayward? It's the best signing that they made this offseason.
Yeah, that was when they were still under the myth that they were getting Deshaun Watson. Like, we're going to add really good vet players. Oh.
Bringing Cordero Patterson back.
Yeah, I like that dude.
That was a good one. That was a good one. And I'm not trying to trash Casey Hayward. I feel like they did. He's
a 33-year-old corner.
Yeah, but they did fine on that deal. They paid him $5.5 million a year. 2-year, $11 million deal. I don't feel like that's too much of an overpay.
No.
So
that
it was
still
fine.
Really bad.
Of course it is.
The Houston Texans are my 31. The Atlanta Falcons are my 32.
Yes, I am the same way. But then I have the Detroit Lions at 30.
I don't.
And the Jacksonville Jaguars at 29.
I have the Jaguars at 30.
Okay.
I have the New York Giants at 29.
Ooh.
And then I have the Lions at 28.
Okay. The Seattle Seahawks are my 28. I don't see that team being very good. I don't care if they get Baker Mayfield or not.
No. I mentally, I'm chalking it up that that'll be some combination of Matt Corral and
Corral.
Spell it that way. If you want it to be, there's a word for that, and you can spell it that way.
Golden Corral. Isn't it spelled the same way?
Yeah, if that doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Why does that not count?
Because the people that eat at Golden Corral talk like me. It doesn't matter how we say that. It doesn't mean we're saying it correctly. Could be Golden Coral for all I know.
It's not. It's not. It's the corral. It's like it's a cowboy term. Like the gunfight at the OK Corral.
I don't know.
You know, the corral is where they keep the horses.
The closest I've ever come to cowboy things is making fun of the Dallas ones and Tombstone.
Okay. I got the Chicago Bears at 27 and the Carolina Panthers at 26. Am I off base on either of those?
Not really.
Carolina Panthers.
By the way, I would have it would be Carolina, Seattle, and my Jets. I think you're too high on my Jets.
The Jets are at 25.
Yeah, that bottom 8 was never changing.
Mm-mm. I feel like there is potential for the Carolina Panthers to be better than that, but I'm going to have to see it on the field to believe it.
Well, the line's going to be drastically better. The question is that 3-game Sam Darnold best quarterback we've ever seen in franchise history. Was that because of the line?
Mm-hmm.
Was that because of Matt Rule?
Mm-hmm.
Was that because of him?
I'm projecting a little bit with the New York Giants because I do have them at 24.
Which is insane to me.
Well, they've got 2 top 10 picks, and if they use them the way that I think they're going to use them on an offensive line, to me, that's going to make them a threat for second place in that division.
The Giants had a really good day today. Malik Willis being that good at his pro day, there's somebody. I don't know who it is, but there's somebody that's going to go, well, Atlanta will certainly take Malik Willis at 8.
Right. So with that number 7 pick.
And they've been floating that was available for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the Giants are going to be better, obviously. And I've got them, the Eagles, and the Commanders all right there, 22, 23, and 24. Because I don't think there's a whole lot of separation between them.
Oh, I do. I think the Giants are way worse than the other 3 teams in the division. Then you get to Washington, and then there's a big jump to Philadelphia.
Okay. I got Pittsburgh at 21. Am I too far off?
I would say yes. And now the question is, you hadn't said New Orleans yet, which means you're doing it wrong.
They're next.
I would have New Orleans. I would have Miami, Philadelphia, Arizona.
You'd have Pittsburgh ahead of Arizona?
Yes. And I want to say New England, but I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I would. As a matter of fact, I would. New England. I got Pittsburgh 16.
That seems like too much to me.
Is that defense still really good?
Sure, yeah.
I believe in Mitch Trubisky more than most.
Yeah,
The issue with him was never the talent. It was that Matt Nagy did not want him, and it was very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
People forget he did go to a Pro Bowl.
Mitch Trubisky?
Now, I'm not...
As a fifth replacement?
I think he was the first alternate, if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
There is a revisionist history because of how badly that ended.
Yeah.
I just look at... And it's a little bit of a forecast. Pittsburgh Steelers mock draft will be out at 5:30 this afternoon, so you'll see who I added to that team, and it makes me like them a lot, a whole lot. If you're a Pittsburgh fan, that's a good one to check out.
If you could take care of the offensive line, lean on Najee Harris.
Which they've already done a pretty good job of.
Mm-hmm. Lean on Najee Harris, and you do have weapons there to be playmakers around Mitchell Trubisky, who is not the worst starting quarterback in the league. He's not the worst starting quarterback in the league.
No, I was trying to think of who is.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Oh, that's a full-on pistols at dawn between Marcus Mariota and Davis Mills.
I think it's Marcus Mariota.
Or Drew Lock. I mean, as of right now,
it's
Drew Lock is actually technically the starter.
Yeah, it is. Drew Lock is, to me, the far and away worst starter in the league. I've got Drew Lock, Sam Darnold, Marcus Mariota. Those are my bottom three starters.
You would rather have Marcus Mariota than Sam Darnold?
100%.
You are out of your gourd.
100%. He's cheaper.
Have you? Not by much.
18 versus 6. That's a lot. That's $12 million.
Stand by.
Marcus Mariota's deal is $6.75 million.
Oh, you're just taking the guaranteed
for
money.
1 year.
Yeah, and there's bonuses that escalated to 12
Mm-hmm.
that he hits by being clinically alive.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. I'm pulling
Sam
the actual
Darnold.
metric on that.
Okay. Sam Darnold, to me, is, he's got a lot to prove. Didn't end well last year. You're going to have to, like I said, you're going to have to prove a lot. I feel like those are the worst. I've got Justin Fields down there, Carson Wentz, Daniel Jones. It gets like a real mishmash down at the bottom of the worst starters in the league.
Well, you're right. The first year is just $6.75 million.
Yeah. And there's an option for the second year, which would be similar money to push the total deal to 12.
That is not how that was reported the first time.
No.
So I saw it early. Can we just agree to the numbers and not change them around?
Don't doubt me.
Did you see Bradley Bozeman's deal with the Panthers?
No.
It's a 1 year deal.
Okay.
For $2.75 million, which makes me go, why did Baltimore not match that?
No clue. I don't understand that at all. Like I was saying to you earlier today.
Unless he had a leg amputated, then that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, earlier today, Jeremy and I were talking about the Leonard Fournette deal. Leonard Fournette signs back with Tampa Bay for 3 years, $21 million. It's a possibility to go up to 24 with all the incentives and stuff. Okay, wait a minute. So you paid him $7 million a year to come back and be the running back, but you couldn't have, waited out, maybe paid somebody a little bit less, and used that $4 million a year on Jordan Whitehead?
Nope.
It's ridiculous.
Now, I'll also tell you this. I did not know this until his presser. Jordan Whitehead was never coming back to Tampa Bay.
He didn't want to?
He was coming to New York, so long as we showed even vague interest.
Interesting.
His first cousin's Darrelle Revis.
Oh, so it makes sense he would want to play for the same teams.
Yes. Well...
in reverse order.
Yeah.
Darrell started in New York,
He
went to
wanted to be
Tampa?
in New York.
Yeah. Okay. And that's fine. I'm just saying you couldn't have convinced him of that.
He wanted to be part of something with the Jets.
Yeah, screw that whole, winning a Super Bowl thing. We'll go be bad with the Jets.
Well, here's the thing.
Let's do that.
He could not win a Super Bowl with the Jets. He could not win a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. 6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Interesting. Back to the power rankings here, though. So you're going to be you're markedly higher on the Pittsburgh Steelers than I am. You're markedly higher on the Philadelphia Eagles than I am. I got the New Orleans Saints at 20. Is that too much?
I would have them lower. I think that team's just bad.
Why? With Jameis Winston coming back, you've got your quarterback. With Michael Thomas coming back, you've got a dangerous weapon. You still got Alvin Kamara. The line's going to be a little less, obviously, without Teron Armstead.
Basically, what you just said to me is I looked at you and said, I am leaving my spouse because she hit me in the head with a frying pan. And you responded with, but she hit you in the head with a frying pan. Yet the Jameis Winston thing is the whole problem there.
Oh, okay.
He's throwing to me. It's Michael Thomas and can you name another receiver on that team?
We'll still have Traquan Smith.
Oh, yeah.
They still have...
Woohoo, let the good times roll.
Yeah, that other guy that I can't remember his name right now.
That's grand analysis.
Well,
right there.
I'm sorry. You're trying to.
Yeah, that other guy.
I don't remember his name. It's not like he was great to begin with.
You're talking about Marquez Callaway?
Sure. That wasn't the name that I was trying to come up with, but.
Well, Juwan Johnson's a tight end, so I struggle to believe that that's who you were talking about.
Yeah. No, there's another one. I just can't remember. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that still was a team fighting for a playoff spot last year. Are you thinking a worse NFC? They're not going to be doing that again?
I think they're worse. No Sean Payton is that is 4 extra losses, period.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're beating you? Because they did last year.
Maybe. They might.
Stop.
We always have problems with the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, not anymore. Your problem is working for Amazon now.
I thought you liked Dennis Allen. And that culture's still in place.
And? The offensive guru that put all of these broken toys together and made them a coherent offense, he went away. That team is terrible.
But they still have all of they still have the offensive coordinator is back, right?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I could care
It's all
less.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, to me, is the second best head coach in the NFL.
Okay.
Now you have Dennis Allen, who's probably the 22nd best head coach in the NFL. Yeah, there's going to be a significant drop-off there, especially offensively. Oh, we're really good defensively. Oh, well, good for you.
Good for you.
That and $1 will get you a Coke.
The Miami Dolphins are my 19, Minnesota Vikings 18, and the Arizona Cardinals are 17.
Minnesota's too low.
Okay. You put them above both of those teams that I just said? You put them above Arizona. You put them above
Miami. Was the other team. Yeah. That was the other team you just said.
You put them above the New England Patriots.
Yes.
Denver Broncos.
In that division, yeah. If I had to bet one's record against the other, I'll take Minnesota.
Okay. Let's keep going. San Francisco.
Yes. I love how people are just completely looking at San Francisco. Oh, it's just going to keep rolling. Did you watch Trey Lance last year? And I love the kid. If you think that's not going to come with its own set of roadblocks, I have a bridge to sell you.
Sure it is. But I got Jimmy G to back me up.
And you're not going to week 1.
You don't think so?
I can't tell you who he's going to play for. I can tell you who he's not going to play for.
I don't know that he's going to have a choice. I don't know that anybody's going to pay their price.
The comments of this show are my favorite part of this show. There's a comment about...
And then Indianapolis?
That would be the line. I think Indianapolis is better.
Okay, so...
But you also didn't say the Tennessee Titans, who I think they're better than.
Stop that. Minnesota better than Tennessee.
I absolutely love how you are not taking who these teams have to play into any form of consideration.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't make you better.
Does you are what your record says you are.
Oh, okay.
I'm going by whose record is going to be better at the end of the year.
Okay.
And to me, that's not even debatable. You give me anything you want. Minnesota Vikings against the Tennessee Titans. I'll take it for anything you want. I'm also looking at Tennessee's schedule going, there is no shot in this world that you win 9 of those games.
Really? I haven't delved into
Buffalo,
the schedule.
at Cincinnati. I'm just trying to remember what I remember their schedule off the top of my head. They have to play the AFC West. So you play all 4 of those teams, 2 of them on the road. No shot you win that. Cincinnati on the road, Buffalo on the road. I think they have to go. The ones I remember that they could win were the NFC. They did play the NFC East, but I think they had to go to the Cowboys and to the Eagles, which is the ugliest way that could possibly go.
So you got the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, that's top dozen territory.
I think the Minnesota Vikings at this moment are the best team in the NFC North.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. You lost arguably your best player on defense and inarguably your best player on offense. That's not Aaron Rodgers. And there's going to be no reduction there whatsoever. Minnesota is literally building a team to specifically beat you because they could care less about the Lions and they could care less about the Bears.
The Minnesota Vikings, almost top 10 with a bullet, according to Jeremy Greene.
That's probably going to be the one that I'm bullish on, just as I'm seeing this.
I can already tell. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville Post Free Agency Power Rankings. Where does everybody fall in? Of course, getting our way to the top 10. Just how does the top of that AFC shake out? I mean, let's be honest. There's only a couple of NFC teams that belong in this discussion at the top 10.
Literally a couple.
Right. We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Showers and even storms headed our way. Mostly cloudy skies here tonight. Breezy. Scattered showers, even a few rumbles of thunder expected overnight. Rain could be locally heavy at times as temperatures fall into the mid-50s. Scattered showers and storms force on Wednesday, especially through the first half of the day. Some could be strong to even severe. Clearing skies expected late mid-60s. Partly cloudy Thursday, mid-60s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 east and westbound light delays between Brevard Road and Airport Road. 40 westbound slow between Porter's Cove Road and 240 Charlotte Highway. On the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, traffic is moving well and steady. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road northbound from Sand Hill Road to Pond Road, traffic is very busy. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound, light delays approaching Mills Gap Road. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Mark your calendars and come out to support Asheville Humane Society on Tuesday, April 5th for their 17th annual Dine to Be Kind presented by Patton Avenue Pet Company. A portion of all sales benefit local pets in need. Visit ashevillehumane.org/events for a list of participating businesses.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-Fil-A Mac and Cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Woo-hoo! Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the it's, KBB.com.
Parenthood. Not a job for the faint of heart. It takes nerves of steel and a pretty strong grip on your senses. So here's to the moms and dads who board this roller coaster for the ride of a lifetime. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
This week at Ingles, select sizes and varieties chock full of nuts canned coffee, $5.98 each. Select 8 to 12 ounce board and sliced or shredded cheese, 3 for $5. And select sizes and varieties Post cereal, buy one get one free. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch. The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
Welcome back into ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Sportsocracy, seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get into the chat, and you can vote on today's Sweet 16 Most Overrated Bands Bracket matchup, Maroon 5 against One Direction. I didn't play a One Direction song because it's not even close. One Direction's moving on in this thing.
It's not over yet. I still believe that in the power of Levine.
66% for One Direction to 34% for Maroon 5. I don't feel like this is going to sway all that much, but there's still time for you to get your vote in. So do that right now.
We also have one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
Rob Johnson asked, what happens with David Ajabo now? Does he fall out of the first round? I said no. If you don't know, maybe. David Ajabo tore his Achilles at the pro day. I am still dumbfounded that no one came to help it. Have you seen the video when he did it? And literally the dude just picks the ball up and goes, next.
Yep.
I mean, he's writhing on the ground, and the ball boy, where do I take this now?
He did the full Matt Stafford, not my job.
Yeah.
Not my job. Somebody else needs to take care of that. And maybe he was told that.
I do not believe David Ajabo falls out of the first round. There's just not enough high-end pass rushers. I would say now he slots in right in front of Boye Mafe, who I have at the very beginning of the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of those smart, good teams at the back end of the first, be it Kansas City, Miami, Cincinnati, one of them will take a shot on this kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a top 15 consensus pick. And Achilles injuries, yeah, they're bad. They're not nearly as bad as they used to be.
No, and it's not like an ACL. You know, we saw Cam Akers return after 6 months with a torn Achilles in preseason, came back to play for the playoffs for the LA Rams, or before the playoffs for the LA Rams. And, you know, David Ajabo might miss, 2-3 weeks of the season, maybe a month?
I can't tell you that. They do believe that it'll be a full recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we first started doing this show on 570 WWNC, we did it with Nate Brown, former Philadelphia Eagle and North Carolina Tar Heel, and we were not allowed to say the word Achilles on the show because he ruptured both of his.
Yes.
And it's the advances in medical technology. It's not what it used to be. It's not good, but the fact that as soon as they did the surgery, they said he will have full recovery, 6-month timetable. I don't think that I remember Jeffrey Simmons. All right, Jeffrey Simmons completely blew his knee out in one of the last games of the season at Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
He went from being a top 10 to, I think he went at 21 to the Titans.
Yep.
And he was unable to play the entire rookie year. And it just didn't matter. Especially in a draft like this where there's just not a lot of consensus.
Mm-hmm. If if this were years ago, you would have that concern: can he come back and be at full strength? But medical
it used
advances,
to be that you would lose a step with the Achilles. Did Cam Akers look any less effective in the playoffs than he did before that?
No.
There you go.
And I can't wait to see a full year of him healthy with that LA Rams offense.
I have Ajabo now in the last 8 picks of the first